That might be my favorite book that I've ever read in my whole life. So anyways. Hello you guys, welcome back to another vlog and welcome to my second ever reading vlog. I'm super excited about it because the last time I did a reading vlog, I really enjoyed it. I finished, I think, 2 books and I started a 3rd book, but I did realize that when I was filming that video, I only had 5 days to film and edit everything, and so I was really reading a ton. I've decided to take things a little bit more slowly and actually film this throughout a long amount of time. So we're starting this vlog today on January 7th. We're gonna see just how long it takes me to finish. I think 3 books is my total goal for this specific video, but we will see what ends up happening. I've also decided that all of the books that I'll be reading today will be digital. Yes, they're going to be ebooks via my Kindle, my new baby that I got for Christmas that I have absolutely been loving to use. It's just the perfect little size. I don't feel like I'm connected to the internet like my iPad. I used to love reading books on my iPad, but I would get notifications and I would get distracted. So having a Kindle is a great way to still have digital books while also not being connected truly to the internet. Also on top of that, all of the books that I'll be reading with you guys today in this video are going to be free. Yes, they're going to be coming from Libby, aka the online digital library, and my digital library personally is in North Carolina, but all the books that I can find are probably books that you can find in your local library as well. So the best part about this video is you don't have to go out and buy anything, which I personally love. So we're gonna go head over to the couch. We'll talk about my potential TBR as well as the book that I'm currently reading, because yes, I am already halfway through a book because I just haven't been able to put it down, and we'll talk about it in just a minute. We've made it to the couch, as you can see, and Jeremy is sitting here with me. This is our emotional support dino slash pillow for our couch. He's just gonna be sitting over here in the corner, probably staring into your soul, so don't mind that. I also wanted to say these books are going to be loosely, if not directly, inspired by Disney movies. Yes, I am a huge Disney nerd if you didn't know that. I don't know how you couldn't have known that by now, but either way, all of the books that I'll be reading with you guys are going to be Disney-inspired winter reads, and I'm really excited about it. So we'll start off with the one that I'm currently reading, which is the coveted Wings of Starlight by Allison Saft. So this book is based on Tinkerbell and Pixie Hollow and all of that world, if you will. The main character is like the current queen in all of the Tinkerbell movies, but this is like her upbringing and the like road leading to her coronation. According to the synopsis, I'll just go ahead and read this out loud for you guys. It has been centuries since a warm season fairy in Pixie Hollow has crossed into the winter woods, and while most fear the legends of monsters lurking in their frozen lands, Clarion can't help feeling intrigued by winter's stoic beauty. Under the watchful eyes of the current monarch and the court's seasonal ministers, Clarion has little time to dwell on daydreams while the days to her coronation dwindle away. That is until reports of a monster crossing from winter into spring make their way to the palace. Clarion sees defeating this threat as an opportunity to prove that she is worthy of her new role, but instead of finding a monster at the edge of winter, she finds Mallory, a young guardian of the winter woods. Together, they form an unlikely bond as they race to save their lands. But as their alliance forms into something more, they will discover that there is a reason a warm fairy and a winter fairy must not be together, and the cost could be just as deadly as the monsters that prowl the winter woods. So that is the synopsis of Wings of Starlight, and as you can tell, it's very much star-crossed lovers vibes. It's based loosely, not loosely, directly on the lives of Queen Clarion from the Tinkerbell movies and the Winter Minister, the Lord of Winter, who is Mallory. I've been really loving this book. It's so cute. It's so beautifully written as well. Allison does a great job of making it easy to understand, easy to read, easy to get engulfed by and just like embrace the world. It's so immersive and I've just loved it so much. I can already tell that it's going to be at least a 5-star read. We're definitely starting off January with a bang. So that is my current read. I don't exactly know how far I am into it right now. I'd have to grab my Kindle and see. I think I'm at like 53-ish% through the book, and I think it's like 315 pages. So it's kind of long, but it's also not super long. So I've been really loving this book. I just cannot put it down. So my next book on my TBR list for this video is called A Frozen Heart by Elizabeth Rudnick. I think she's the actual author of the Maleficent story as well, like the Disney live action with Angelina Jolie. That is her story, which is really cool. And I think it's like a play-by-play of the original movie, but it's in the actual minds of both Hans and Anna. So we're gonna get Hans's thoughts in it, which is going to be interesting because obviously the movie follows Anna largely, so we're going to be seeing their inner thoughts and feelings. I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis as well of this book. It literally looks like it's a play-by-play, but I'm excited and intrigued to see just what the characters are thinking other than what we have seen already on screen. So, Anna is a princess of Arendelle. Locked away from the outside world for years, Anna is desperate to leave her lonely life behind. Her parents are gone, and her sister Elsa, the only person who might show her an ounce of love, is cold and distant. Hans is a prince of the Southern Isles. As 13th in line to the throne, Hans is desperate to escape the tyranny of his father and older brothers and find a kingdom of his own to rule. Their worlds collide at Elsa's coronation. At first it seems as if all Anna's dreams have come true. At last she has found someone to love. But as Hans's true motivations come to light, their fairy tale romance begins to melt away, and Anna discovers that love is a more mysterious and powerful force than she could have ever imagined. I'm curious to see if maybe I'll feel a little bit more of a sentimental pull to Hans, because I am a Hans hater, okay? He is the most hated, I think, Disney princess slash prince villain of all of the princesses. I think he is the most hated villain by far, for good reason, but I'm curious to see if that opinion will change at all, if I'll have even a little bit of an ounce of sympathy towards Hans, because it obviously sounds like he's trying to escape tyranny, like his brothers are just terrible to him, so maybe there's a reason why he's so cruel and mean, but I am curious to see just how this all unfolds. That is book number 2 for this video. I don't know if it's going to be like immediately after Wings of Starlight, but it's going to be in this video somewhere. So I'm excited to read that one. All right, my next pick is called Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. I think this is going to be a loosely based Snow White tale, but it's going to be definitely like dark dystopian instead of it being the standard fairy tale. So I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis of this one as well. Healer Anja regularly drinks poison. What a way to start the synopsis. Not to die, but to save, seeking cures for those everyone else has given up on. But a summons from the king interrupts her quiet, herb-obsessed life. His daughter, Snow, is dying, and he hopes Anja's unorthodox methods can save her. Aided by a taciturn guard, a narcissistic cat, and a passion for the scientific method, Anja rushes to treat Snow, but nothing seems to work. That is, until she finds a secret world hidden inside a magic mirror. This dark realm may hold the key to what is making Snow sick, or it might be the thing that kills them all. This seems very intriguing, very dark, mysterious, and almost cozy at the same time. Like, this is going to be a really interesting read, and I'm really excited about it. So those are the 3 different books that I plan on reading in this video. I don't know what the order is going to be of the last 2, but they will be read in this video at some point, and I'm super excited about it. So with that, I'm going to go and grab my Kindle real fast. We'll see how much I can read until my fiance comes home from work, and then from there we're just going to be reading together in this little cozy reading vlog, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what your current read is below and what is next on your TBR after you finish reading the first one, because I'm really curious to see what you guys are reading this month. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day, as you can tell, and last night I literally spent like 4 hours finishing the rest of Wings of Starlight. I could not put that book down, and the ending made me shed a couple of tears, but it was so beautiful. I loved that book so much. What a way to start 2026 with a banger of a book. It's probably a 5.5, 6-star read for me personally. Obviously, I do love Disney, so like there's that element involved as well, but like the writing style, the plot lines, it was just beautifully written, and I'm so excited to read her next book that's coming out this year at some point. So this book takes place before Secret of the Wings, the movie that is like the reason why this book was even written. So after I finished the book and turned the camera off, I went and watched Secret of the Wings by myself, and there were some elements of dialogue and like character pieces and like little tidbits of information that were mentioned in the book, but I was like, The fact that they also mentioned it in the movie is like so cute. So yeah, the keeper character is in the book and he's just the sweetest guy in the whole world. So I'm glad that they included him, and a couple of his like little dialogue pieces referenced things that happened in the book. So like there were some cute little like pieces of nuggets of information that I was like, aha, I know what that means now. So yeah, it was a really cute book and I loved it so much. I might even have to go and get myself a physical copy to just have immortalized, because that might be my favorite book that I've ever read in my whole life. So anyways, that is quite a high bar for the rest of this video, but last night I did go in and add the other 2 books that I told you guys about yesterday onto my Libby app, so I have both of them rented out for the next 2 weeks. I don't know which one I'm going to start next, because one of them, A Frozen Heart, is only available to read on Libby, like you can't read it on Amazon Kindle, so I don't know what that's about. So because of that, I don't know which I want to do more. Do I want to read on my Kindle again, or do I want to do my iPad? I also am leaving in about an hour or so to go to my parents' house for the weekend, because my fiance and I are taking our engagement photos this weekend, which is super fun. So because of that, my dad is coming to pick me up so that I can drive home with my fiance and my dad doesn't have to come and drop me off again. I have an appointment tomorrow and the photos aren't until Saturday and today's Thursday. So like there's a reason why I'm going home a couple days early. But anyways, that's what's going on right now. So I have to kind of choose which I want to do. Do I want to just read on my iPad and leave my Kindle at home? Or do I want to bring both devices with me? I don't know what's going to go on. I think I might just end up leaving my Kindle here and then bringing my iPad and reading A Frozen Heart while I'm at my parents' house. We'll just kind of play things by ear. But yeah, that is kind of what is going on right now. I loved that book so much. It's going to be so hard to meet that bar, I think. Let's do a little bit of reading before my dad comes to pick me up. Good evening, you guys. As you can tell, I am in my childhood home. I took a shower and I have been reading for a while now. I've decided to read A Frozen Heart, as you can tell by me using my iPad instead of my Kindle, and I'm just going to give you a couple of thoughts on this. I'm on chapter 20 right now, which is a lot. I'm probably less than 100 pages away from finishing the book. Right now, I'm at the part where they meet Olaf for the first time, so I think that's cute and fun. This is definitely more of like a middle grade type book. It isn't my absolute favorite thing. I've debated on DNFing this book multiple times at this point, mostly because I really don't like Hans. I thought that maybe this book would give me a little ounce of sympathy for him, but he's so annoying. I know that he's been relentlessly bullied by his brothers, which is inferred in the movie, and his father is also not very good to him, so he's just trying to prove himself, right? I get that. I don't know why, but it's just not my favorite thing. And Anna herself, like in her head and everything, she's so scatterbrained and hard to read. It's not been my favorite book to read. And so I've been skimming a lot of this book. I haven't really been engrossed in it. I'm just trying to see if there's anything of substance in here. So I'm debating on just skimming through to the end and just seeing kind of how it ends, because I'm not loving this book right now. So this might be a like soft pseudo DNF, because obviously I'm skimming the book, so I'm technically reading it, but it's not been my favorite thing to read, so I'm just kind of like rushing through it. It is what it is. I'll probably end up finishing this book by tomorrow. It's a good thing I did bring my Kindle with me though, because I have the second book or the third book on my Kindle ready to go for me to read, so that might be a little bit of a more entertaining read, I think. So yeah, that's my update right now. Kind of rambly, kind of all over the place, but overall not loving the book. Still giving it kind of a small chance just by skimming through it, because it is literally a play-by-play, so I can just like skim through a bunch of things, read a quote that I recognized because she uses every single quote basically in the movie in this book, so I can tell where in the movie she's referring to, and then, you know, read some of the finer print. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. So I do have to go to bed though, because I do have an appointment in the morning. It is 11:30, like I said, so my appointment's at 9:20, so I should probably get to bed, and then tomorrow we'll probably end up finishing this book and starting my third book that I told you guys about. So turns out I'm reading faster than I anticipated, but some of it is because this book is very, very boring. So, hello and good evening. As you can tell, it is yet another evening, a different one though. It's not the same as last night. I did get my hair cut today, so that was an exciting and fun thing to have done. She took a little bit more off of the length than I was wanting, but the layers she did were really pretty, so there is at least that. I also did my nails this afternoon. I don't know if you can really see them. The nails are just this like pretty subtle icy blue color. I thought it was going to be nice to have a little bit of something, especially because it is wintertime, but also have them be like subtle because the ring is going to be the thing that wants to be visible in all the pictures. So yeah, speaking of pictures, another update on that. We were supposed to have them done tomorrow. Turns out there's going to be a huge rainstorm, so we have to postpone it today, which is fine. We're going to do them on Sunday morning instead. But yeah, it's truly unfortunate. Anyways, about the book, that's why you're here, right? I did in fact finish A Frozen Heart, and when I say finish, I mean it loosely because I didn't DNF it. I thought I was going to, but I didn't. Hans kept getting more annoying and more annoying and more annoying and more obsessed with the throne, which I know that that's kind of the whole point, but like it was so hard to read his chapters, so I just skipped through a lot of his. The majority of things that I read were from Anna's perspective, which was kind of neat and cool. I did read Hans's last chapter because it was post getting punched in the face, and I wanted to kind of hear his thoughts on that because you don't really ever see him. I wanted to just kind of see if they showed any more of his like extra thoughts after the whole punch in the face thing. They did, and he is still like, why did everything go wrong, blah 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 blah. So like he was very shallow, and obviously that's to be expected because of who he is in the movie, but I did not love reading his perspective. It was just not, it did not satisfy me whatsoever. Speaking of not being satisfied, let me talk about the ending for a minute. And this is not a spoiler. Okay, we all know how the movie goes. And like I said, it's a literal play-by-play. So I'm not going to count this as a spoiler. The book ended with Anna sitting with Elsa, post punch in the face, all of that. And Anna watched Hans get on the boat to be tried or whatever in his homeland on the boat. And the boat was floating away. And that was the end of the book. They didn't even show the part where she gives Kristoff his new sled and they have a kiss. Like, they didn't even have the final kiss part. Why? I hope you're hungry for nothing. So, that kind of pissed me off, but it is what it is, I guess. She did talk about how she's had this plan in the works for a little while and, like, has the sled hiding. Like, she went to go see the sled, make sure that everything was good. So she was about to go and give Kristoff the sled, but it cut off before that ended up happening. So yeah, don't recommend the book personally. That's just me. It didn't even satisfy me in any aspect at all. So I'm not even going to count it as a finish on my reading journal because I feel like it doesn't really even deserve it. I just finished it for the satisfaction of seeing if the ending was what I hoped it would be, and it wasn't. So there's that. It says children's fiction on the like description on Libby, so maybe that's why I didn't really love it, is because I'm a little bit more mature now. Maybe it's meant for a younger audience, but it was just not a great thing to read for me personally. So I guess it is what it is, but I'm excited to start my new book, Hemlock and Silver. I did in fact get it on my Kindle, which is so fun because Frozen Heart was also not available on the Kindle, which I told you guys. So any part of that book whatsoever was not my favorite thing. So anyway, I'm excited to start Hemlock and Silver on my Kindle, probably tomorrow, because today I'm a little bit too annoyed at reading right now because reading today just kind of irked me a little bit, so it's what it is. Tomorrow I'm going to start Hemlock and Silver in the morning probably, and then probably the next time I tell you guys a reading update will be Monday most likely, because our engagement photos are happening on Sunday, then we have a drive home on Sunday, which is like 3 hours-ish and change, and then probably going to spend the evening with my fiance, so probably going to end up talking to you guys again on Monday, but that's okay. As you can tell, we are in my apartment and not at my parents' house. I was anticipating on being able to film a lot more at my parents' house, to be completely honest with you, even if it was just a little bit of me just like reading in the morning. However, when I woke up the next morning after the last clip, my fiance called me and was like, hey, so I have a sore throat, and not in a sore throat as in like it'll be fine. It was a sore throat, like one of those precursors to a cold sore throats, and I was like, oh great. So what we decided to do, instead of taking our photos this past weekend, we postponed them to the end of the month. It was a good decision because my fiance ended up sick a couple of days ago, so that was great. But he was able to have yesterday, which was Sunday, to just completely chill out, relax, recover, and he's actually back at work today, so I was really glad that we ended up postponing our photos because they were supposed to be yesterday morning, but now they're the end of the month, and it is what it is. It's okay. I'm sad that we couldn't do it, but at the same time, I think it was a good decision because when we came home from my fiance coming to pick me up from my parents' house, he ended up really feeling under the weather, like precursors to a fever, like the body aches and stuff. And so I was like, oh, it's good that we are home and we can deal with it at home instead of having to deal with it in a hotel room. So that's what we ended up doing. I did end up starting Hemlock and Silver, and I'm like 7 or 8% through. I think it's gonna be kind of a large book. I'm already in chapter 3 and it's only 7%. So I'm thinking that's gonna probably be a beast to finish. We'll just kind of have to see what ends up happening. I am liking it so far though. It's a little slow to start off with. Maybe I'm just not in the right headspace or something, but for the most part, I'm enjoying it more than Frozen Heart, so that's at least a good thing. But yeah, right now it is about 2:30 p.m. I've been spending the morning doing just some life admin stuff. I've been applying to jobs again, whoop-de-doo for me. I applied to 3 jobs today though, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. And then I've spent the last hour or so working on a diamond painting. Isn't it so pretty? Oh, whoa, it looks even better on camera from far away. If I do this, that's sick. Anyways, up close, it just looks like a bunch of dots together. It doesn't really look a whole ton like anything in person, but seeing it on camera, I'm obsessed with it. This is also gonna be a birthday gift for someone, so I think she already knows who she is. But anyways, this is what I've been working on the last hour or two, and then I was like, you know, it's 2:30. I should maybe do something a little bit more productive. Like, this was productive, sure, but I had a feeling that I just wanted to like get back into the groove of doing my normal routine stuff. So what we're going to do is something a little bit different and unusual for me anyway. I'm going to put on a different top because right now I'm wearing this Galena sweatshirt with some yoga pants, but I think I'm going to put on an exercise shirt and we're going to go up to my gym and do a little bit of a treadmill cardio workout while I'm reading. I feel like that'll make it go by a little bit faster, so that's what we're going to do today, and hopefully we get a good chunk of my book done. But yeah, I've been just having a productive morning / mid-afternoon, and my fiance is supposed to be coming home in like the next hour and a half to 2 hours, so I want to be able to get my exercise and things done before he gets home so I can spend time with him. So with that said, let's go change into something a little bit more suited for the gym and head over for a little while and see how much reading I can get done on the treadmill. This is a terribly unflattering angle, but I'm still reading the book. It is currently almost 11 p.m. So my fiance is currently in the shower in the other room. He's been sleeping in the guest room for the last couple of nights and just using the guest bathroom as well. So that was just him coughing, but I have the bedroom to myself, which is great. So I've been able to really get a lot of reading done this evening. It's almost 11 p.m. and I am 34% of the way through. So this book is taking a very long time for me to read. And I think it's a lot of the language that the author uses to describe things, and there's a lot of tangents that go on and a lot of monologuing and a lot of like explaining and over explaining things. So it's taking a really long time, but I am finally getting to the point where like there are things potentially maybe happening. It's just been really slow to start off. So I really hoped to have this book finished by now because I've been reading this book for like 4 days at this point, but alas, we are here anyway. So I'm just gonna keep on trucking along, and I'm hoping to at least get to like 75% of the way with you guys. We're just gonna kind of have to see how much I end up reading because I have had some other things pop up in my day-to-day life and stuff that I've had to deal with. So because of that, I haven't had the time or honestly really the energy to read the book because like I said, the book is very wordy. So I'm just kind of chipping my way through it. But that is my update for right now. We're going to continue reading until probably 11:15ish and then go to bed. And then maybe we'll go somewhere out and about and have myself a little solo date and do some reading outside of the apartment because I feel like that would be really helpful. So yeah, that's my update for today. I'll see you guys probably in the morning. Hello and good morning, you guys. My camera is dying, so I'm just gonna kind of intro this section right now before it ends up actually dying and I have to replace the battery. Last night, right after I finished filming, a major plot point happened and now I'm like, I need more. So I'm glad that I decided to keep reading it because it was really slow and wordy up until now. And now I'm like, wait a minute. So it's getting very interesting now. The main character, Anja, is a like poison healer type of thing. You heard me read the synopsis, but I was wondering where she was going to get to the part with the magic mirror, and she got to the part with the magic mirror last night, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is kind of wild and freaky. So I've been really excited to continue reading it. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today as far as the book, but I want today and probably maybe even tomorrow morning to be the last of this video so that I can edit it and upload it for you guys. So for today, I have to firstly go to TJ Maxx for a couple of things. I'm looking for a couple of birthday presents for my friends. So we're going to go and do that. And then I can't decide if I want to go on a little solo date and do some reading out in the world or if I want to come home because it is 33 degrees outside today for some reason, so I don't know how much I want to be outside right now, so we might just end up having to come back here and have a little cozy at-home reading sesh, but that is kind of the plan for today. So with that said, I'm going to go out for a little while, go to TJ Maxx for a couple of things, and then we'll come back and probably do a little bit of reading at home because I don't want to be out in the cold. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it has been literally 5 hours or so since I last did my last clip, and I haven't touched my book at all. I went out for a little while to do a little bit of shopping for my friends for their birthdays, which is exciting, and I did that. That was a success, but I ended up coming straight home and did absolutely nothing because the afternoon slump hit me like a ton of bricks. That mixed with my IBS is flaring up today, which we love to see. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is the root cause, and I think I'm getting a little bit closer to a solution of like a dietary restriction that I need to start implementing. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. That mixed with just like the afternoon slump, and my fiance has been under the weather with a cold the last couple of days, so he's been well enough to go to work and everything, but we're trying to make sure that I don't get sick so that he doesn't get sick again. So we've been sleeping in separate rooms and just spending a lot of time apart, and I think that is starting to weigh on me and him. Honestly, he comes home and feels the exact same way. Both of our love languages are physical touch, and we can't have that right now, so we're kind of struggling over here a little bit, but I have decided that enough is enough. I'm going to crack open my book and hopefully get a good reading session in before he gets home this evening. I am 44% of the way through, and it's getting really good, you guys. I'm excited about it. I haven't touched it at all today, and I'm excited to just kind of hunker down, and maybe I'll put on some ambiance on the TV, get myself a little hot chocolate maybe. I just want to like romanticize the evening and do some really good reading. So I'm gonna go grab myself a hot chocolate, turn on some YouTube ambiance, and get cracking. And hopefully, my goal is by the end of tonight to get to about 60%, and right now we're at 44. So I think that's gonna be pretty doable. If I can get even to 70%, that would be even better. So that's my goal for this evening. I'm gonna go get myself a hot chocolate, and we're going to have ourselves a cozy little afternoon. I'm gonna talk very softly because you can probably hear my fiance talking with my nephew on the phone right now. But that chapter, the last part of that chapter, I'm on chapter 20, so I just finished chapter 19. I'm 65% of the way through, by the way. The last page or two of that chapter was weird and wild. I don't know how exactly to describe it. The imagery that my head goes to is like, have you seen the part in Inside Out, the first movie, where like they go through the part that's his danger and they like get turned into like old physical forms of themselves, you know? What I just read reminded me of that, where like things started to kind of distort themselves. It was really trippy. So I'm gonna take a break from reading and probably go get myself ready for bedtime, do my skincare, that kind of thing. Maybe we'll continue the train. If not, we might have to wait to pick her up tomorrow because I don't know how exactly to process that information. Maybe I should read at least another chapter of it to make sense of it all, but like that was a really trippy couple of pages, so I need to chill out. Good morning, you guys. It is 10:30 a.m. and I woke up about 30 minutes ago because last night I ended up finishing Hemlock and Silver. I did not think that I was going to be able to finish it last night, but I just kept wanting to read and read and read because there were a lot of things that happened very, 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 very fast, and I was like, I want to know, I want to know. So I personally like a little bit more when there's a little bit of everything happening all at the same time, so it's like a straight line towards the ending. This book was, as you probably saw me experience, was kind of like a plateau, and then there was a lot of things that happened. So I personally don't love like a snowball effect like that, but some people do, so to each their own. But I think this book was probably a 3.5 to 4 star read. It wasn't an absolute like jaw-dropping book like Wings of Starlight was at the beginning of this video, but it was solid once I got to the end. I really thought about DNFing the book, to be completely honest with you, at like 40%, but I'm glad that I ended up not doing that because it was actually really intriguing at the end. It was just hard to get into, as you probably have already noticed from me. So I was hoping there was going to be actually more reading involved in this video, but the past couple of weeks have been kind of hard mentally for some reason. I don't exactly know why. I'm just like feeling off, so maybe my next video will be like me getting out of a slump. I feel like that's kind of needed. So anyway, because of how the inside has been the last couple of weeks, I haven't had a whole ton of time to dedicate to filming myself reading, but just know that I have been reading offline and you guys have noticed that, obviously. So anyways, I would love to do some more reading vlogs in the future, maybe like one a month. Let me know if you're into that. I'm still trying to get used to what I like and don't like whenever I'm filming my own reading vlogs. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like this video, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe down below for more from me. Comment down below your favorite wintertime book to read and just give me some book recs, because obviously now that I finished my last one, I'm in need of a new one. So if you guys have any recommendations for me, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video.